Hello everyone, my name is Roya and this is my September book haul. So in this book haul I have 2 books that were sent to me for free in return for review, 4 books from Book Depository, and 11 books from the library's dollar books thing. The first book that I got from a publisher was Just Juliet by Charlotte Regan, and I already have a full video review up of this, and I will leave a link to it down below. But this is about a girl named Lena who suddenly realizes that she has feelings for a new girl who comes to her school, and this book is just so good. I had so much fun reading this, and I definitely recommend it. The next book that I got in return for a review is from BookTube Tours, and that is Last of the Fire Drakes by Farah Umarboy. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce her last name because she is from India and people there have crazy cool names. So I will leave the information for BookTube Tours down below, but this is the first BookTube tour that I've actually been chosen to do, so I'm very happy about that. So this book is about a girl named Aurora who realizes that who discovers one day that she is actually from a different fantasy world, basically, and then she has to kick out her aunt who took over the throne and killed her parents, etc., etc. Like, so far I'm only about a fourth of the way through as I'm filming this video, and it reminds me a lot of the Looking Glass Wars, so probably if you like the Looking Glass Wars, you'll probably like this one a lot. So I am definitely looking forward to reading the rest of this book and doing a review video, and my review video for this will be up on the 18th, so keep an eye out for that, I guess. Now we are moving on to the books that I got from Book Depository. This is Three Dark Hounds by Kedar Blake, and this is the book that I have been most looking forward to since May. Basically, as soon as people came back from BEA with arcs of this, I was like, dude, I need to read that right freaking now. But of course I didn't go to BEA, so I had to wait until it came out. So then once it came out, I had to order it on Book Depository, so then I had to wait a whole nother week for it to get here. So of course I'm reading it right now. By the time this video goes up, I will probably have finished it because I will probably read this today, the whole thing, because I have been looking forward to this book so much. Basically, this book is about 3 triplets who have to fight to the death to decide which one of them will be queen, and fights to the death is seriously my #1 buzzword ever. For any book. Like, every time I hear that a book includes a fight to the death, I'm like, ooh, I've gotta read that. But then, when I read The Night Circus, they didn't really fight to the death. So I was very, very annoyed. Then when The Crown's Game came out, and I was really looking forward to that because it had to do with people fighting to the death, but it turns out the same cop-out happened in that one too, and they didn't fight to the death either, so I decided not to read it. But this one, I'm really, really excited because they supposedly are going to fight to the death in this one, only not in this book because it's a series, but I don't care. I really, really am liking this book so far, so I'm very excited to finish it as soon as I film this video. Next, I got the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin because this one was just really cheap on Book Depository. And I also want to take this book on tour with me because my band is going on tour very soon, and so it seems like a good book to read on that tour because it's like long and fantasy-ish and things. But I've only read one N.K. Jemisin book before ever, and that was the 100,000 Kingdoms, and that one was super good, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. The next book that I got on Book Depository is going to throw off my white balance a whole lot because it's really white, but this is the Potion Diaries by Amy Alward. Okay, I put a Y in there for some reason. But anyway, I'm not completely sure what this book is about, but basically when I heard The Hunger Games meets The Princess Diaries, I was like, okay, I need to read this book. And it was super cheap on Book Depository, so I got it. Next, we have The Graces by Laura Eve, and this just came out, and it was also really cheap on Book Depository, so I decided to get it. And I guess this book is about witches or something, which is another huge buzzword for me, so naturally I want to read it. So now we're going to move on to the books that I got at the dollar bookstore thing that the library has. The first of which is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, and I've been wanting to read this book for such a long time, and it was such a serendipitous moment when I saw this for $1 at the library. I just couldn't even believe it. So this book is some kind of post-apocalyptic book, I guess, and it sounds so good. I think it's about a traveling theater group, but I'm not totally positive. It's the next book I couldn't believe I got for $1, but that is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. And this is about a princess or something who enters an arranged marriage, but then decides to run away. And the prince who she was supposed to marry and an assassin start chasing her, but you don't know which one is the assassin and which one is the prince. So this sounds super good. A lot of people have been talking about this book, and I'm definitely very excited to read it. The next book that I got for $1 is also really white, so it'll make everything look really dark probably, but this is Frostfire by Amanda Hocking. And if you don't know who Amanda Hocking is, she became basically like a millionaire because she just put her books as like self-published dollar ebooks, and ended up, because she needed like $300 for a trip. And then by the time she was going on the trip, she hadn't just made like the $300, she had made like thousands. And so she kept publishing her books that way and became like some kind of online sensation. So I've been meaning to read something by her, and so I'm definitely glad that I found this. Next, I got The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, and I think this is a thriller, so that is very awesome. Everyone's been talking about this book lately, but I have not read it, so I'm very excited to read it. And we have The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I have just not read this, and so I saw it for $1, thought that I should read it. So this next book I decided to get because Diversathon was going on when I saw it. And I know that Mel from Books with Wings and Katie from Katie Loves to Read are hosting this thing in October called Own Voices October, where you try to read as many Own Voices books as possible, and an Own Voices book is a book by, for example, since this one is about Chinese people and it's by a Chinese author, which makes it an Own Voices book. So basically, this just seemed like a good book. Because it's diverse and its own voices, and I'm not completely sure what it's about, but it is called Revenge of the Mooncake Vixen, and that just sounds like a really awesome title, and I love mooncake. I just ate a mooncake the other day because mooncake is amazing. Then I found this other book called Two Women, and it's about two women who are friends, and something happens, and I don't know. And then I found The Eight by Catherine Neville, and this was basically a cover buy. I'm not even ashamed of that. Like, look at this awesome cover. It's got a chess piece on it. So this seems to be like a thriller slash historical fiction or something, so I'm definitely excited about this book. And I got The All-Girl Filling Station's Last Reunion by Fanny Flagg. And I have never actually read anything by Fanny Flagg before. I have one of her books, which of course is the most famous one. It is right behind me right there. The Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. But basically, this book is about a bunch of women who used to work at a filling station and they get together again. And I have here All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. And I read The Road by Cormac McCarthy quite a while ago. So I definitely, when I just saw this for $1, I thought, well, I should definitely read another one of his books because The Road was so awesome. And last but not least, we have The Golden Princess by S.M. Stirling. This is like the start of a new spin-off series of S.M. Stirling's post-apocalyptic change series that I keep talking about on this channel. This is actually like 2 books past where I actually am in the series, but so I don't really know how soon I'm going to get to this one, but I'm definitely excited to read it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!